deep dive. Today, we've pulled together a lot of material to really get into a health tech company that's just moving incredibly fast, AVISA SMART
Oh,
Hospital.
that's right.
Our mission really is twofold. First, let's unpack how they manage this almost unbelievable expansion across India and the Middle East so quickly.
Mm.
And second, figure out why a company managing physical hospitals is making such a big play into blockchain with this thing called MediMint.
Yeah, Avisa's story, it's kind of a case study in rapid scaling,
Yeah, I know.
especially, in the Indian market. They started in New Delhi, 2021.
Just 2021. Wow.
Yeah, and it's not your typical VC-fueled rocket ship. This was bootstrapped, at least initially. But by late 2023, they were claiming a network of 300 smart hospitals.
300.
300 across 14 cities, serving something like 250,000 patients every single month.
Okay, that's huge scale in, what, 2 years? And bootstrap to start. That just doesn't track with how healthcare usually works.
It absolutely doesn't. And they're not hiding their ambition either. They're talking about a valuation target of 500 crores soon. That's like over $60 million.
Right.
And openly aiming for that unicorn status. So the big question for us, and for you listening, is how? How do you pull off that kind of hyper growth, especially capital light, in healthcare?
Okay, let's get into that. The core mechanism. Our sources are calling it the plug-and-play strategy, which I guess means the smart hospital's name is a bit, well, it's not what you might think.
Exactly. They aren't building hospitals from scratch. That's key.
So they partner with existing ones, smaller ones.
Yeah, small to mid-sized facilities. And they come in and do a complete overhaul, operations digital systems using what they call an operate and manage, or O&M, approach.
Ah, okay. So they found a really capital-efficient way to scale up. Use the existing bricks and mortar.
That's the genius of it, really. They treat the building like a shell and install their own full-stack digital and operational system inside. For the hospital, it's modernization without a massive upfront cost. Avisa's success is tied directly to making that hospital more profitable.
And you mentioned efficiency gains. The sources seem to really emphasize the financial carrot here. What kind of improvements are we actually talking about?
We're talking about plugging leaks. The whole model is about optimizing how things run and then, sharing in the extra revenue or savings.
Okay.
There's one standout example in the materials, a partner hospital, where Avisa came in to cut down revenue leakage by 17%.
17%. Just from things like missed charges, bad inventory management, billing mistakes.
Exactly. That kind of leakage adds up fast.
Yeah, in a volume business, like a medium-sized hospital, 17% is transformative. It completely changes the financials. But what about the patients? Is it all just internal efficiency?
No, not at all. They clearly saw that cost is a huge barrier in their main markets. So what do? They offer zero-interest financing options for patients' medical bills.
Zero interest. That's pretty significant.
It is. And get this, they apparently charged their partner hospitals nothing for emergency treatments.
Nothing. Why?
Well, it's a massive incentive for hospitals to join the network, right?
Yeah.
And it builds community goodwill, shows they're committed.
So they're taking on some risk, offering financing. It really shows they're all in from the start. And this lets them structure deals flexibly, like sometimes no money up front from the hospital.
That's the key. They get paid from the results, the efficiency gains, the increased revenue they help generate. It makes it almost risk-free for the hospital partner.
And sometimes they even take equity.
Yeah, that flexibility is crucial. Taking an equity stake solidifies the partnership. The sources mentioned them taking, I think, a 10% stake in Family Healthcare Hospital in Ghaziabad.
Right. Specifically to do a full digital and operational turnaround.
Exactly. They're literally betting their own valuation on their ability to deliver those improvements.
And this model isn't just working in India. They went international pretty quickly, too, didn't they?
They did. Didn't waste much time proving it could travel. January 2022, they signed their first international deal. Royal Hospital in Sharjah, UAE.
Wow, a royal-owned facility in the UAE.
Yep, owned by the Sultan of Sharjah himself. That move wasn't just about showing the model worked elsewhere. It gave them instant credibility, prestige.
Makes sense. And they also seem to pick partners who are already thinking ahead, like that hospital in Jalandhar, MedMint.
Oh, yeah, the solar-powered one.
Right, the green energy hospital. Avisa went in there, put in their digital systems, added some specialty services, marketing support. It suggests they're not just fixing broken systems, but also partnering with innovators.
It's a smart approach. What you need to grasp is how Avisa turns these individual hospitals, these sort of standalone brick-and-mortar places, into nodes. Nodes in one big, centrally managed digital network. And that transformation, It only works because of the tech they deploy, which it kind of brings us neatly to their core technology stack.
Okay, yeah, let's shift to the tech, because this sounds like more than just consulting. It's like hospital as a service. So what specific tools are they plugging in to keep things standard across 300 different places?
Well, foundationally, they install a complete centralized IT backbone. Think robust EMRs, electronic medical records, and HIMS, hospital information management systems.
Okay, so a central digital brain for everything. Appointments, billing, patient records, inventory.
Exactly. That
Yeah.
standardization is absolutely critical for the efficiency they promise. You can't manage 300 places without it.
And it's not just off-the-shelf software, right? They're building their own hardware, too.
Precisely. They've got their own in-house tech products designed to fit right into their system. There's the AVISA Smart Pharmacy, automates the whole drug supply chain, cuts down on waste and errors, and AVISA Smart Labs for streamlining diagnostics.
I saw mentions of portable devices, too. Those sound interesting because they bring the tech right to the bedside. The Smart Mini Lab and the Doc Pen.
Yeah, the Smart Mini Lab is pretty key. It's basically a portable lab for point-of-care testing, gets doctors critical results fast, sometimes right there with the patient, cuts down waiting time dramatically.
Okay. And the Doc Pen, what's that about?
The AVISA Doc Pen is clever. It looks like a normal pen, but it instantly digitizes whatever the doctor writes, notes, prescriptions, captures it in real time.
Whoa. So it bridges the gap between doctors still writing things down and the need for digital records.
You got it.
That must save a ton of admin time and errors. No more trying to read messy handwriting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It feeds that handwritten info straight into the central EMR, HIMS. Seamless.
Okay.
And their services go beyond the hospital walls, too. Home care nurses, doctor visits at home, ambulance services, telehealth through their app, the Smart Health app, even affordable surgery packages.
So for the hospitals, it's like a one-stop shop. They get this whole integrated system from AVISA.
Right. From booking the first appointment right through to coordinating care after the patient goes home, it solves that massive problem of fragmented information and systems hospitals struggle with.
Standardization, deep integration.
Yeah.
It sounds incredibly efficient, but driving something like this needs a very particular kind of leader, doesn't it? Someone who gets both the deep tech and the aggressive business strategy. Let's talk about the CEO, Vikash Sharma. He seems to be the main architect here.
Sharma's background is really telling. He's an electronics engineer originally. But you should probably think of him more as a polymath, a cross-disciplinary thinker.
Right.
His interests apparently range from astrophysics and epigenetics to energy science.
Oh, and he supposedly speaks 9 languages.
9 languages, wow. Okay, so a global mindset baked in. That mix of deep science and broad awareness. It's not just a suit running a company, it's someone looking for system-level answers.
That seems to be the case. He got into tech really young, bought his first company at 22. AVISA actually sits under his larger umbrella company, IC101 Inc. IC1101, named after that massive galaxy, right? And it's based in California.
Yeah, headquartered in California. It's this global conglomerate that sort of incubates projects in healthcare, but also AI, energy, big picture stuff.
The name definitely signals ambition. So Sharma isn't just a founder. He's seen as a turnaround guy?
He's recognized as a business turnaround expert, yeah. Holds something like 13 patents in different areas. He's written a book. He's a charter member of TIE, the Indus Entrepreneurs.
Okay, so he's established.
But he's an active angel investor, too, particularly in AI and robotics. Usually focuses on startups that are maybe 3 years old, early growth stage.
So his vision isn't just about hospitals. It's applying these AI-driven, systematic approaches to complex, maybe outdated industries. Forbes Middle East even called him out for transforming global healthcare.
Right. And all that background, the tech expertise, the financial side, through IC101 Capital, the turnaround reputation, it all gives him the credibility for this next move. Which is where we get into the really, really interesting part. Web3 and MediMint. This is where the physical hospital network starts to merge with decentralized finance.
Okay, yeah, this is where my head starts to spin a little. We've got 300 plus actual physical hospitals. Now they're bringing in a blockchain platform, MediMint. What's the connection? Why do they need this?
Well, the connection is deliberate and total. Vikash Sharma, he's CEO of both AVISA and MediMint.
Ah, okay, so definitely aligned.
It confirms the strategy. MediMint is essentially the financial engine, you could say. an offshoot under the main AVISA group built specifically to tokenize healthcare operations and assets. And it uses its own cryptocurrency, the MDMT token.
Tokenize operations. That sounds very Web3. But what does it mean practically for a patient in a AVISA hospital or for AVISA's growth?
For the patient, it can mean discounts. They could actually use MDMT tokens to pay for their medical services at AVISA hospitals. So it creates this sort of internal economy.
Okay, so immediate utility for the token. Makes sense. But the bigger impact seems to be on funding, right? Getting away from banks and traditional investors.
That's the absolute core of it. MediMint brings in a kind of DAO, decentralized autonomous organization funding model. Think of it like this. It lets investors anywhere in the world co-own pieces of healthcare infrastructure.
Co-own.
Okay.
Like I could buy tokens that represent part of an MRI machine.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
You buy MBMT tokens, and you're effectively crowdfunding the purchase of real physical equipment being used in real AVISA hospitals by real patients.
Okay, so I buy tokens, help buy the machine. How do I benefit as a token holder? Where's the return?
Right. So you own a fractional tokenized share of that real-world asset. Remember that efficiency AVISA creates, that 17% leakage reduction. That translates into increased real-world hospital revenue. MedMint is set up so that a portion of that verified hospital revenue gets distributed back to the token holders.
Okay. So AVISA can buy equipment faster, expand faster, without going through the slow, traditional financing routes.
Exactly. It solves the massive capital problem for scaling physical infrastructure quickly. The real-world performance of AVISA basically underwrites the value proposition of MediMint.
The hospital efficiency makes the token valuable.
Precisely. AVISA is the operational backbone, proving the asset works and generates value. MediMint provides the fast, decentralized capital. And it gets even more synergistic.
How so?
Data. AVISA hospitals actually earn MDMT rewards just for integrating their diagnostic machines and contributing anonymized clinical data onto the MediMint platform.
And that data, collected and standardized across 300-plus facilities, that must be incredibly valuable, right?
Hugely valuable. Think about it, standardized, verified clinical data. It can then be sold through MediMint's data marketplace to pharma companies, AI researchers.
Wow. So it's a feedback loop. Efficiency drives revenue, revenue attracts crypto capital, capital funds expansion, expansion generates more valuable data.
You've got it. MediMint even markets itself as being backed by 350-plus hospitals, really leaning on that physical AVISA network as its foundation. It's quite a unique setup in global healthcare.
This has been a fascinating deep dive, really seeing what happens when someone like Vikash Sharma applies that kind of engineering, AI-first thinking, to a sector like healthcare, which is often seen as slow and, well, inefficient. Started bootstrapped in 2021, standardized everything, used tech to drive huge efficiency gains, and now using Web3 finance to pour fuel on the fire for global expansion.
Yeah, the core implication here is pretty profound, isn't it? AVISA seems to have shown that you can dramatically boost hospital efficiency and profitability. You merge that aggressive standardized management with a full digital toolkit.
Right.
And then when you put this decentralized finance layer, MediMint, on top of that scaling model, well, it starts to look like a potential way to just leapfrog all the usual bureaucratic and capital bottlenecks that slow down healthcare systems everywhere.
It definitely throws down a gauntlet to the established way of doing things. And maybe for you listening, the final thought to chew on is this. If a global community can actually fund essential things like hospital equipment using crypto, bypassing traditional finance, and then earn a share of the real-world profits from that hospital's improved efficiency, what could that mean? How might that change how we fund all essential public services, energy, water, infrastructure, maybe in the next 10 years? Something to think about, the really far-reaching potential of tokenizing real-world finance.